So once we've done that, we need to consider where we're going to position our tripod. So some basic tips here. You likely know these, but just so we can confirm. This needs to be facing inside the property, not at the window. Even if the noise source is outside, it must be facing inside the property. We're trying to understand the exposure to noise that the person is experiencing inside their home, not worst case scenario, not noise at source. Once we've positioned this facing into the property, and if it's possible for you to take that a metre away from the wall, that would be ideal. We've given you extendable legs, so you can take it slightly off the ground as well. One other thing to consider is that this must be positioned in a habitable area. Usually this is inside the living room or inside a bedroom. Please don't place it in hallways and areas where people don't spend much time. So we have this now appropriately positioned. All we need you to do is explain the remote control fob to your tenant. Now the remote control fobs come with lanyards, which you can use if you wish. If you're concerned about the remote control fob going walkabouts, you can always attach it to the padlock so that this tenant has to get up to press the button, but at least you know it's going to be there when you come back to pick it up. We have two buttons on the remote control fob, the triangle and the square. The triangle starts the recording and the square stops the recording. We have this little link at the bottom to help those who are visually impaired understand the way that this needs to be held. It's also shaped differently at the bottom, so you can tell them that it's the top button they need to press if they are visually impaired, and these buttons are raised to try and make it easier for people to use. So when they wish to record a sample of the audio for you, please tell them to press the triangle button, and you will now see on the top of the case we have these lights. So what are we looking at? The green light is to let you know that there is mains power to the unit. The red light lets you know it's recording audio. So if the tenant calls up at any point during the install and suggests that the equipment is not working correctly, simply ask them, can they see the green power light? If they can, it is taking a measurement. If they can see the red audio light, it is recording audio. That's all you need to ask them to ensure the equipment is working correctly. However, you may find that they contact you and explain that the power light is now amber and not green. What does that mean? That means that it's no longer receiving mains power. So it's using the backup batteries. That means that they've either unplugged it to do some vacuuming and forgot to plug it back in again, or to be extra helpful, the noise source has moved, so they've moved the Trojan for you, even though you've asked them to not move the Trojan. If they do that and it's using backup batteries and they forget to plug it in at the mains at the wall, that light will be amber. So if they call you and say the light is amber, you know it's backup batteries, not mains power. Now, one of the features of the Trojan, to try and make your life a little bit easier, should that tenant have a power cut and it affects the whole street, there's nothing they can do about it. The backup batteries will drain after 12 hours and the instrument will shut itself down. But the good news is when the mains power is restored, as long as the unit is plugged in, when the mains power is restored, the instrument will turn itself back on, the green light will appear, and after 10 minutes it will start to take a measurement whether you're there to press start or not. So you don't have to go back to the property first thing after a power cut to actually just press start. It will start to take a measurement after 10 minutes as long as there is mains power.